Okay, so generative AI, it's everywhere, right? But seriously, where is this all headed? Let's cut through all the hype and look at a real, practical roadmap for where AI is going between now and 2030, and maybe even a little further. Now, for this explainer, we're digging into a really comprehensive report on generative AI. And just so you know, this is part 10 of an 11-part overview of that report, which is from Virtualization Options, LLC. We're going to be focusing specifically on Chapter 10, which is all about the future trends and, the big ethical questions that are going to define this tech. I mean, we all know what AI can do today. It's creating these incredible images, it's writing code, it's even making music. But you gotta wonder, is this just the warm-up? Where is all this really going? All right, let's get into it. The report lays out this super interesting four-stage evolution for AI. Think of this timeline as our roadmap for today's discussion. We're going to walk through each of these big shifts, starting with what's happening right now, and then looking way out past 2030. Okay, so here's the plan. We're going to look at the next wave, which is all about integration. Then we'll see how AI goes from being just a tool to a real collaborator. After that, we'll cover how it's getting smarter, faster, and greener. And finally, maybe the most important part, we'll talk about building a responsible future. All right, first up, the next wave, integration. The report says this is what's going to define the next, say, year or two. And really, it's all about breaking down the walls between different kinds of AI. You know how it is right now, right? You've got one app for writing texts, another one for making images, maybe a third for audio. Well, that's about to change. The near future is all about merging these into one single, seamless system. We're talking about an AI that can hear what you're saying, understand the words, whip up a picture to match, and even create a soundtrack for it, all in one go. And what does this actually mean for us? Well, the possibilities are pretty wild. Think about interactive stories, where the pictures and sounds change in real time based on what you decide to do. Or how about educational stuff that can create a whole multimedia lesson for you on literally any topic, just like that. This whole integration thing, it's the launch pad for a completely new kind of creativity. Okay, moving on. As we head into 2025 through 2027, the report predicts a really big change in how we even think about AI. It's going to stop being just a passive tool that waits for us to tell it what to do. It's going to become something, well, something much more like a collaborator. And the magic word here is agentic AI. This is a huge leap. We're not just talking about generating stuff anymore. An agentic AI is a system you can give a really complex, high-level goal to, and it has the freedom, the autonomy, to figure out all the steps to achieve that goal. And then it actually goes and does them on its own. So this workflow, it's a total game changer. Instead of just asking for, give me an image or write a paragraph, you could say, hey, create an entire marketing campaign for me. And the AI would go off, research the competition, outline a strategy, create all the visuals and text, and then come back and present you with a finished plan. It goes from being a simple content maker to a real honest-to-goodness problem-solving partner. So looking a bit further down the road toward 2030, the big focus shifts to a major problem: efficiency. I mean, powering these incredible models takes a ton of energy and computing power. So the next big revolution is all about making AI just as powerful, but way smarter, way faster, and a whole lot greener. And this isn't just wishful thinking. It's going to be driven by some really clever tech breakthroughs. Take sparse models. They're a huge deal. Instead of lighting up the entire giant AI brain for every single task, it's like only turning on the specific neurons you need. That saves an incredible amount of energy. Then you've got something called quantization, which is basically about shrinking these giant models so they can run right on your phone. And federated learning, that's amazing for privacy. It lets the AI learn from data on our devices without having to send all that private data to a central server. A huge win. So why does any of this matter to you and me? Well, here's the bottom line. This efficiency revolution isn't just for the engineers. It means powerful AI becomes something for everyone. It's more accessible, it's way more private, and it's so much more sustainable. It's about having this amazing technology running right on your own devices, in your own hands, without having to worry so much about the planet or your personal data. And that brings us to the final and honestly, probably the most important stage of all. Looking at 2030 and beyond, it's all about building a responsible future. You know the saying, with great power comes great responsibility. And that's exactly what this is about. It's about putting the ethical guardrails in place to make sure this powerful tech is actually helping us, not hurting us. And we're not talking about some vague, feel-good idea here. We're talking about building actual, concrete pillars for an AI we can trust. That means things like actively hunting down and fixing biases in the AI's output. It means being transparent about what a model can and can't do. It means having real accountability, knowing who's responsible when things go wrong. And, critically, it means having tools to tell what's real and what's AI generated, and having clear, solid rules about using our data and our likeness. This all leads to a huge question about the future of work. And you can really see the two different ways this could go. There's the path of AI as a replacement, the one that focuses on just automating jobs away. But the report makes a strong case for a different path, a much more productive one, AI as augmentation, where it's not about replacing us, but about becoming a partner that makes us better at what we do. And this quote from the report just hits the nail on the head. The main idea isn't substitution. It's about augmenting our own creativity and expertise. The idea is that the AI handles all the boring, routine stuff, which frees us up to focus on the things humans are amazing at: strategy, making tough judgment calls, and coming up with truly new ideas. Okay, so let's quickly recap this whole journey we've been on. First, AI systems are going to become totally integrated, working across text, images, and sound. Then, they're going to shift from being a simple tool to an autonomous partner. They'll also get way more efficient, private, and sustainable. And holding it all together will be these new ethical frameworks, where human-AI collaboration is the name of the game. So the vision for 2030 and beyond, it seems pretty clear, doesn't it? A future where AI is this responsible, accessible, and incredibly powerful partner. But here's the thing. That future isn't just going to happen on its own. It has to be built, which leaves us with one last, really important question. What role are we going to play in building it? Thanks for joining me for this explainer.